One of my subscribers has asked me to rebuild the Green Bay Packers. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this video. I would appreciate that. And I just want to point out, thank you guys for the support on the recent videos. A lot of you have been commenting certain teams you want me to do a rebuild of. I always want to listen to my commenters. That's why I'm always doing these rebuilds, specifically featuring a comment in almost every video I do. But keep in mind, I can't always do every single comment I see. A lot of you guys are commenting. It's a good thing that a lot of people are commenting. I really appreciate it, better than no people commenting, of course. And I could probably upload every other day. I really need to be more consistent. I'm going to be trying to do that and pushing out more videos. It's just better to let the videos sit for a little bit, in my opinion, so that's what I try to do. Either way, most of you guys don't care. Let's move into this rebuild. Josh Jacobs here was a really good pickup in the offseason. I think it was a really poor move for the Raiders not to re-sign this guy. He's only 26 years old. The Raiders definitely had the cap room to re-sign him. The Packers knew that Aaron Jones' decline was happening. I know Packers fans, a lot of you love Aaron Jones, but I think this was the better move long term. And speaking of young guys, this entire offense is really, really young. I mean, you did get Jordan Morgan in the draft. It really wasn't a horrible pick. I just felt like a lot of people wanted Cooper DeJean. Really wouldn't have been a bad move either way. I know technically he profiles as a left tackle. I moved him to right tackle. So same thing with Walker. I'm just not going to waste his potential being a second string. I want him starting role, so I moved him to guard. I know it's technically not correct, but I don't care. Got Jaden Reed, Christian Watkins starting. Very young receiving core. Very young everything on this offense. Defensively, really the only thing that I would consider old here on this team, maybe Kenny Clark is a little bit older. I mean, not even. He's only 28. I thought he was a lot older than that. But of course, Preston Smith is older. I'm looking to replace him with Lucas Van Ness. That year, I really don't understand why they chose Lucas Van Ness over JSN. Really didn't make sense to me. But either way, Lucas Van Ness, never really seen him play. If I'm being brutally honest, Preston Smith seems to be the starter over him. You got Edgerrin Cooper and Javon Bullard in the draft. Really good draft for the Packers. Better value down the board. That typically is how it goes to the Packers. They either have like a miss in the first round or a solid guy in the first round, and then they just don't do, they do really well in the later rounds, if you want to phrase it that way. Preston Smith, though, he is 31, and his contract is huge. He's only going to regress for me. He's below an 80 overall. I'm not looking to keep this guy long term. So hopefully Lucas Van Ness can just learn behind Rashawn Gary. That's not exactly how it works in Madden, but hopefully he'll just develop a little bit more in practice. But the team, really underrated team, really good. Do I think they're going to beat out the Lions in this division this year? It really depends. If both teams stay fully healthy, I think the Lions are going to be winners here by a very small margin. It's going to come down to Week 18 between these two teams. I think they play both in Week 18, but either way, very, very good team. I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs, especially in the NFC. Let's see how we do at the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2 here, and we are top of the division, and we currently hold the 1 seed for the playoffs. And for the scouting national focus, do I really want to do receiver? I'm really cool with Romeo Doubs here. I think I'm going to do defensive back. Maybe I don't need Eric Stokes, but he does have star development. But for the re-signings, Eric Stokes is here, and even though he's really not that good in real life, like, come on, be real. For a first-round pick, he hasn't been amazing. It's not like he's been terrible, like Kevin King terrible, but at the same time, in Madden, he's 25, star dev. He's only going to progress. It's only $4 million a year. I'm going to keep him long term because even if he doesn't turn out to be good, he'll be nice depth for the team. A.J. Dillon could be a similar scenario here. Do I really want to pay for a second string back? It's really not that bad. Only $3 million a year, and he has high interest with the team. I don't have to give him much more money. I really don't think that's that bad. I mean, yes, we did draft, well, the Packers did draft a new running back who does have potentially star dev, but I really don't think that's a horrible signing. Quay Walker, I'm not going to accept his option just because I would rather just pay him his contract. Devontae White is already 26, dude. My gosh, I'm probably not going to be re-signing him. Wasn't really the best pick there. But either way, for now, we're doing pretty good. And after the win to the Texans, we have a weekly award here for Javon Bullard here. He has 6 tackles, 2 interceptions against the Houston Texans. Wow, CJ Stroud threw 2 picks to Javon Bullard. That's actually crazy. And here we are in the playoffs, 10-7. We do get home field advantage, so we did take the division slightly over the Lions. Kind of what I predicted. Expected more wins from both teams, but Cowboys, of of course, get the 1 seed as we got to play the Eagles, who always end up having the away game because the Cowboys are so dominant in simulation. For the stats and awards, Jordan Love looks amazing in passing yards here. 7th best offense in the NFL, 6th best defense here. 17 interceptions is outrageous for Jordan Love. Still holds a 101 passer rating with that, but really good yards, solid amount of touchdowns, really. But 17 interceptions needs to be cleaned up immediately. Josh Jacobs, 24 touchdowns, 4.4 per carry. Great year from him. Not even 300 attempts either. Christian Watson, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Jaden Reed, 2 touchdowns, 900 yards. Luke Musgrave with 900 yards, 90 receptions, 6 touchdowns. Doing very good. Romeo Dubs, whatever you want to say. I think it's Dobbs, with 55 receptions, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. Solid year from him. Defensively, Edgerrin Cooper here with 116 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, and 1 interception in his rookie season. That's a great rookie season for a middle linebacker. Tackles for a loss, 15 for Rashawn Gary, 15 for Preston Smith, and he had 13 sacks, 12 for Kenny Clark. And then sacks, Preston Smith led the team, double-digit sacks. I know I said I wanted to move on from him, but if he's going to keep giving me these numbers, there's no reason to. I know he's only going to regress despite him having a great season. Hopefully he gets superstar dev, but his overall is going to just keep going down because of his age, despite him, again, having a great season. Rashawn Gary, 11 sacks. Kenny Clark, 7. No, Rashawn Gary, 11 sacks. Kenny Clark, 7 sacks. My bad. Quay Walker with 4 sacks. Interceptions, 4 for Javon Bullard. 2 of them came from 1 game, as you saw the midseason. Rashawn Gary with 1 safety and 0 defensive touchdowns. Can we beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who they're playing in Brazil in Week 1? Can we beat them? And we do not. Wow. Week 1 wild card elimination. Unfortunate. And the Chiefs and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. That seems like every Madden simulation. The Chiefs beat the Cowboys by 1 point. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. That happens way too often, and there are no awards here for the Packers. In the NFC North, Chandler Jones retires on the Vikings. He's not on the Vikings in real life. He got signed through free agency. He had to have. Then Stephon Gilmore, David Questenberry, and Kevin Zeitler all retire. For the team upgrades, Josh Jacobs goes back up to Superstar X Factor. I believe he was X Factor in the previous Madden after getting 24 touchdowns. Any other upgrades? Luke Musgrave goes to Star Dev. Re-signing A.J. Dillon might not have been the best decision considering we have Lloyd, but I can move Dillon to fullback, which really wouldn't be that bad of a position for him. Defensively, Rashawn Gary goes to Superstar X Factor. Preston Smith, who led the team in sacks, doesn't get a dev upgrade. That seems a little bit unfair, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Edgerrin Cooper doesn't get Defensive Rookie of the Year, or Javon Bullard. They both had great Defensive Rookie of the Year prospects here. Well, I don't know, statistics, if you want to call it like that. I don't know why I said the previous thing. Either way, I'm surprised that they didn't get a dev up, but team still looks really good. Hopefully get a new DB and a new defensive tackle here soon. Of course, I need a new defensive tackle to pair with Kenny Clark. And for the re-signings, again, not going to accept Quay Walker's options just so that way I can re-sign him. Devontae Wyatt has an interest with the team. I just don't think I want him. He's going to be 27 by the time I sign his contract. He's not even going to be up to an 80 overall by the end of the rebuild, so I'm just going to let that sit and just hit in free agency and see what we have with $50 million to spend. After free agency, I got everyone I wanted. I got Amari Cooper. Yes, he's 31. He has Superstar Dev, 2-year contract, not really long-term committing here. Ryan Kelly on a 1-year deal as a plug-and-play center for now. I might draft a new one in this upcoming draft. Got Dicker the kicker, as usual in a lot of my rebuilds. Then I got Ryan Wrights as a punter. Jonathan McCain out of Nebraska is the top defensive back on the board here. I said Zorn. I don't know why I said that. Physically, nothing amazing. Elite jumping, really. A man coverage, D zone coverage, F catching. I'm just going to pass on this. Ooh, Carlos Gordon on the other hand, though. Athletically, doesn't look bad. Great speed, good acceleration. Decent strength here, 6'2", 184 out of Syracuse. B catching, C man coverage, D zone coverage. Second or third rounder. I'm at pick 20. I don't know if I want this either. Isaiah Rhodes here. Maybe he's the guy. Poor strength, but everything else athletically looks great. 5'11", 195, weighs more, but slightly shorter on the other end. C man coverage, B zone. Dude, like, what are these coverages abilities? All their awareness is C to D. All these DBs just, like, really look like they suck. I'm really not interested in any of these. And do I really need anything on offense other than getting a center in the later rounds? So with that being said, picking up a defensive tackle, need to pair one with Kenny Galladay, not Kenny Galladay, Kenny Clark. My God, Kenny Galladay is so washed. Either way, Lloyd Birch here at NC State. My brain is scrambled. 6'1", 303, hidden depth, 93 strength as a rookie is amazing. A's and B's across the board. I usually like to pick up defensive tackles in later rounds, but this guy looks pretty good. After the draft, really didn't have a lot of hits. Picked up the center in the second round, Logan Allridge. He had normal dev. 75 is great for a rookie, but again, normal dev on offensive linemen is really, really bad. You just can't really ever get them to get a dev up unless they win at a certain offensive lineman position of the year. Got this guy Rainey in the third round, normal dev as well. Then I just stopped picking after the third round. So these guys just seem all right. Now, this is the team after the draft and the offseason. Gonna move up Christian Watson to the number 2. Romeo Dobbs, honestly, he just doesn't have a dev. If he did, I would move him up. Mari Cooper's gonna be the number 1 this year. O-line has improved a little bit. Allridge will replace Ryan Kelly. I don't care if he has normal dev. Walker, we're just gonna keep for now. And then we're just going to play that by ear. Defensively, Birch is a 75 overall. Rainey is a 72, as we already saw before. Team looks pretty good from this point. The DB class just really sucked. I would like a number 3 here. Got this guy Jeffries in the later rounds. I think, was it in the 4th? Did I stop picking? I think I might have picked in the 4th. Either way, don't really remember. Team looks solid for now. Hopefully Rainey does decently, not defense. I don't know why I said that. But either way, I'm scrambled all over the place. This is what we got going on for the team. 85 overall. Let's move into year number 2. 5-1 at the midseason mark, coming off our first loss to the Bengals, 34-17, as we are top of the division, once again holding the 1 seed. Cowboys are 1-5, but I'm sure they're going to come back and take the 1 seed, as they always do. We got a new ability unlocked as well for Jair Alexander. Not really going to look at that. Scouting national focus, I'm going to keep it at defensive back. And for the players ready to negotiate, I only have $6 million left to spend. Oh, it's because, yeah, Jordan Love's contract fully kicked in. I did not account for that. Maybe I should have not re-signed A.J. Dillon. Ryan Kelly's not going to be able to re-sign now. Rasheed Walker really isn't bad. I just can't afford to pay him at all. Not going to tag and trade him. Team is 5-1. Of course, Zach Tom, I would love to have back, but I mean, even if I didn't sign A.J. Dillon, I probably wouldn't be able to keep him. And Quay Walker, yeah, that's very unfortunate that I'm going to be missing out on him too. Yeah, I really, even if I didn't sign A.J. Dillon's contract, I would still be in a really bad position here. So, very unfortunate. It's Amari Cooper's contract that's doing this too, but I was under the impression we had $50 million even after Jordan Love's contract, but I was very much lied to, so I guess I'll just deal with that in the offseason. 12-5 here. We don't have a first-round bye. We get the 3 seed. Eagles take the 1 seed here, biting my tongue from last season. But either way, hopefully Amari Cooper retires by the end of the season, so I have more available cap room. Jordan Love looks amazing. Top 10 QB easily. Second best offense in the NFL. 14th best defense here. I don't know how it went down, but 4,300 yards, 40 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 113 passer rating. Great year from him. Josh Jacobs, 21 touchdowns despite Jordan Love improving, and then 5.6 average, 1,500 yards. Amazing season from him. Jaden Reed, 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Luke Musgrave, almost 1,000 yards for a tight end is great. 90 receptions, once again, 5 touchdowns. Amari Cooper getting outperformed by Jaden Reed after I gave him all that money. Really a solid season, but not what I wanted. Christian Watson, 14 touchdowns, 800 yards. Like, everyone outperformed Amari Cooper, which is upsetting for the money that I gave him. Just on 2-year contract. Maybe I cut him, but Josh Jacobs, he did well in the reception game, too, for a running back. Defensively, Edgerrin Cooper here, 99 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Quay Walker. Really? Is he coming off the edge? How did he get there so quickly? I need to re-sign him. 17 tackles for a loss for Sean Gary, 15 for Preston Smith, 13 for Kenny Clark. Sacks, 15.5 for Sean Gary, and 15.5 for Preston Smith. Even though he's old and he is regressing, he deserves superstar dev. 13 sacks last season, 15.5 this season. He deserves superstar dev. He's going to keep regressing, but if he keeps putting up these numbers, I'm not moving on from him. He's below an 80 overall. I'm not looking to keep this guy long term. 5.5 for Kenny Clark. Interceptions, 3 for Edgerrin Cooper, and 3 for Eric Stokes. Safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Quay Walker. He balled out. Can we beat the Chicago Bears, our division rivals, to get our first playoff win in a long time? And we do. Here to face the 12-5 San Francisco 49ers. This time they get home field advantage. Can we beat them to move on to the conference championship? And we do. Here to face the 13-4 Philadelphia Eagles, who knocked us out last year in the wild card. Let's see if we can beat them to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are in snowy Philadelphia, quarter 1 opening up, 0-0 start for both teams. Is anyone going to score? Can we finally get points? There we go. 3-0 in the second quarter. 3-0 at halftime. Very low scoring game. 6-7, 9-7. Dude, we need to put a touchdown on the board instead of keep kicking these field goals. Offense is not performing as it should. 17-17. Final minutes going to overtime. What are we going to do? 24-17. They're going to strike back. Can we strike again? We're going to punt the ball, and they're going to finish us off. Offense did not step up when they needed to. Very close game. 24-27. Very unfortunate as the Eagles knock us out once again. 1st and 42. How did that happen? Look at that. All right, and we have $23 million in cap room. I'm assuming that means Amari Cooper retired. I hope he did. And the Bengals get their first Super Bowl win with Joe Burrow here. Have they ever won a Super Bowl? I'm pretty sure, yeah, they had to have. They're 4-time AFC champions now in game. Then, of course, you have the NFC champions in the Philadelphia Eagles here, as Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP, and there are no Packers here, really. In the NFC North, Harrison Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Graham Glasgow, and David Bakhtiari on the Bears retired. For the team upgrades, Jordan Love doesn't go up to Superstar Dev. That's surprising, and Amari Cooper didn't retire. So, should I cut him? Can I cut him? If I do cut him, I save $2 million. He got outperformed by everyone else. Do I do this? I don't know. I think we have a little bit more money now. I don't know if that's worth it, but I do need more money for the team long term. Luke Musgrave goes up to Superstar Dev. You love to see that. Jaden Reed just had 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. No Dev upgrade for him too. That's surprising. Defensively here, Preston Smith, back-to-back years, double-digit sacks, dude. 13 sacks, then 15.5 sacks. More than deserves Superstar Dev. He's going into his final year of his contract, and he is technically going down because of regression. It says he's an 80 overall, but that's with the morale boost. So he's a 78 overall, even though he's been only improving in his game. But yeah, but Eric Stokes also goes to Superstar Dev here. You love to see that. Hopefully we can re-sign Quay Walker. He had a great year and he doesn't go to Superstar Dev. Interesting offseason, but Preston Smith definitely deserved that upgrade. For the players ready to negotiate, Quay Walker, so glad to have him. $9 million a year for the team. I'm cool with that. He resigns. Zach Tom, I would like. Christian Watson just doesn't want to be here. Can I tag and trade someone? I'm sure I could. Zach Tom, how much does he want? He wants too much. I can't pay him $20 million a year. I know he's the franchise left tackle for us. I just can't do that. Christian Watson, Lucas Van Ness. Should I accept the option? I mean, maybe Preston Smith doesn't come back. Maybe he retires on us. You never know. He's like 32 now, 33. Rasheed Walker here. Yeah, I can't pay him $10 million a year. I just can't do that. Romeo Dobbs is going to walk. All these other guys are going to have to walk. I completely forgot Malik Willis existed. I'm going to tag and trade Zach Tom. I know some people question why I tag and trade all the time. I want to get value for players. You don't necessarily lose any money. It's just in real life, whenever you tag and trade, you're not going to get as much value as you expect. For a franchise left tackle, I think I can definitely get a second-round pick. This guy wants to play for a new team. And I'm not losing any cap room because there's no guaranteed money that I have to give him. I'm just trading away his one-year contract to another team. So I'm trading away Zach Tom to an entirely different conference. The Patriots need a franchise left tackle. They have a whole bunch of cap room to completely overpay for them if they want to, and I'm getting their second-round pick in return. For a franchise left tackle, a lot of teams are willing to give up even a first-round pick, a late first-round pick. That guy does seem to be a franchise left tackle for us. I just couldn't afford to give him the money, so I'm getting some value out of him while I can. So I moved Jordan Morgan back over to left tackle, but the right tackles on the board really suck. Walt Wilbur here out of Texas A&M, 6'4", power, 324 here. He's nothing crazy for a first-round pick. It's really not bad. I need a right tackle. I'm going to pick up a Walter Wilbur since Jordan Morgan is back at left tackle. Please have a dev. He does have a dev. Hidden dev. He's going to move to right tackle. 88 strength, 79 acceleration. I know it's like, oh, well, why wouldn't he just keep Jordan Morgan at right tackle? Because I already moved him, so don't worry about it. And then with the second-round pick that I got for trading away Zach Tom to the Patriots, Victor Enriquez, right guard out of Vanderbilt, 6'4", 330, 89 strength, 82 acceleration, 80 jumping, hidden dev, A's and B's across the board. He's going to replace Rasheed Walker. And then with my second-round pick, picking up wide receiver Daryl McMohan here, 6'5", 219 out of UCLA, 89 speed, 88 acceleration, not very athletic, but very balanced. Hidden dev, A catching, A spec catch, B catch in traffic. He's going to be the number 2. Jaden Reed is going to play in the slot. After the draft, Walt Wilbur here is a 73 overall. Victor Enriquez is a 73. Darrell here. McMohan is a 71. Everett Hendricks I picked up, he's a 70. Tyrese got a 69. Then the rest of these guys I did not draft. So this is the team after the draft. The AI also picked up this guy named Gray here, so let's move him to the number 4 over Wicks. I like Wicks in real life. He just doesn't have a dev here. Jaden Reed is going to play in the slot. McMohan, hopefully he balls out. Defensively, looking at it, well, actually offensively, this offensive line, yes, we did lose some players, but I filled it in pretty quickly. Defensively, defensive tackle has star dev. Ooh, Preston Smith got demoted. We're not doing that. He's balling. Why would I ever demote him? He's been doing good. Jeffries and then Tyrese has made the starting lineup. I mean, not starting, but at least he made the roster, really. That's what we got going on. And specialist-wise, oh no, we're not gonna have Amari Cooper in the slot. We're gonna have McMohan in the slot. I wanted Jaden Reed there, but I guess we'll move Jaden Reed to the 2. And then why is Preston Smith a second string, dude? We're not doing that. Move Quay Walker down too. Quay Walker's not coming off the edge. Yeah, move Lucas Van Ness down for Preston Smith. I don't know why the rush left ends were playing right end. That's really annoying, but either way, got it fixed. Year number 3. Let's see what we have at the midseason mark. As we are 6-1 at top of the division, our only loss is to the Saints. Really, dude? They must have a really good Drew Brees again. Number 1 seed currently, of course. Cowboys are 6-1. They're going to take that right back. Scouting national focus. I'll just do linebacker for depth. I still need a third DB, but whatever. And I have $84 million in cap room. That would have been really nice last year, but Jair Alexander, absolutely. I don't care if he's 29. 3-year deal from him. He re-signs for the rest of the rebuild. Luke Musgrave has been balling for us. 5-year contract, $10 million a year. He re-signs with the team. Jaden Reed has been good for us. 5-year deal. Only $8 million a year? Absolutely. After 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns last season, Amari Cooper, he's going to drop down to like an 84. His contract will be cheaper. Maybe I re-sign him. Elton Jenkins doesn't want to be here. Frankly, I don't care if you don't want to be in Wisconsin because you're a franchise left guard. So I overpaid for that. And then Carrington Valentine, really not bad depth. Even though he's normal dev, he's 24. Only going to progress. $3 million a year. Stupid cheap. I'll take that for the team. Deltavion Wicks here. I like him. I just have better depth that I don't have to pay. Tucker Kraft doesn't want to be here. Preston Smith doesn't want to be here. Hey, man, I know I was dissing you at the beginning. You want a big market? Dude, you're 33. Nobody wants to market you. Like, come on. And anyone else here? Jordan Morgan, I'll accept his options for whatever. And then Amari Cooper, I'm on the wall about. Preston Smith, I want him to come back. Depends how he plays by the end of the season. I did move him into the starting role. And let's see the weekly award. Weekly awards, J.J. McCarthy's balling. 5 sacks, no interceptions, 333 passing yards. But the big thing, Rashawn Gary, 3 sacks, 6 tackles last week. And we are in the playoffs with the 1 seed, 15-2, top of the division. Stats and awards, Jordan Love looks amazing once again. Is that close to league MVP? It is 5th for league MVP. An amazing year, top 10, definitely. 4th best offense in the NFL. 26 defense? How, dude? We didn't regress in any way. All right, it's just a hit or miss with defense in Madden simulation, but 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 122 pass rating. Amazing year for Jordan Love. 25 touchdowns, 5.3 average, 1,500 yards for Josh Jacobs. Super consistent, no fumbles, been balling this entire rebuild. Daryl McMohan here, baller. 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns in the slot, a 6'5" slot. Crazy. Jaden Reed, 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Amari Cooper, like, I mean, I like him, but, like, really, I'm not willing to give him money if he's going to give me, like, this isn't bad. This definitely isn't bad. I can just get someone in free agency that's just as good that has a normal dev. Maybe if his contract falls below 10 million because of his age and his overall will go down, sure. Luke Musgrave continues to ball out for a tight end. 6 touchdowns, 950 yards. Josh Jacobs doing great. 30 total touchdowns if you include rushing and receiving for Josh Jacobs. Edgerrin Cooper, 110 tackles, once again leading the team in tackles. Tackles for a loss, 11 for Preston Smith, 11 for Rashawn Gary, 17 sacks for Preston Smith. This man does not regress. He's 33. And guess what? He's a 78 overall superstar dev. I guarantee you, Madden's going to be like, how about we keep you at superstar dev and you go from a 78 to a 75. They're just going to keep regressing him. He's a baller. This deserves X Factor. I'm going to move him to an X Factor. I guess the only way to nerf players is by making them regress due to their age. He's been balling. And then Rashawn Gary, 14.5 sacks, been outplayed by Preston Smith the entire rebuild. Well, most of the rebuild. Then Kenny Clark, 7 sacks, 4.5 for Lloyd Birch here, the defensive tackle. Interceptions, 8 for Jair Alexander is crazy. 5 for Edgerrin Cooper is great. Edgerrin Cooper deserves superstar to have 5 interceptions, 110 tackles. He's been great for us the entire rebuild. Safeties, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And we are here to face the 9-8 Minnesota Vikings to move on to the conference championship. Can we do it? And we do. Here to face the Eagles. Of course, dude. Let's not get knocked out this time. At least this time we have home field advantage. And here we are in the first quarter, 7-0 start for us. Good stuff. Defense shutting out the Eagles in the first quarter. Nice stuff. 14-0 start. Defense, the 26th ranked defense in the league, seems to be balling right now. Offense putting up points, doing their job. Defense is letting up a little. I don't care. I think the offense pushes too far gone. Maybe not. They're coming back a little bit too quickly. We do have a 2-score lead at the moment. Defense was choking there, but offense really pushed it out of position for the Eagles, and we're going to win 35-49 as we will be moving on to the Super Bowl with 5 touchdowns from Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love. And here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 9-8 Denver Broncos. Why can't I get this Madden simulation type of luck? And Bo Nix is an 87 overall. He's up to a star dev. I believe he already came with star dev. Haven't rebuilt the Broncos yet, so I wouldn't know, but good for them. For the team upgrades, this is ridiculous. If anyone wants to complain in the comments, they can. Jordan Love is getting an upgrade. He's had great seasons back to back. He's put up multiple stacks on stacks of touchdowns. He's been very consistent for us for the past 2 years. Immediately cleaned up his interception problem after the year. It's not like I'm giving him X factor. He's easily a top 10 QB back-to-back years with 122 pass rating. I really don't think anyone can disagree with both these stats back-to-back years. Improved from last year, had more yards, less touchdowns, but also less interceptions, a better pass rating from the previous year. He's only improved since we've started this rebuild. He's always given us 4,000 yards in every year. So I really don't see why this would be a disagreement in the comments. I'm probably just arguing with myself, but still, he should be a superstar dev, and that's what he's going to get. And Daryl McMowen here is a superstar dev. He probably earned that for Rookie of the Year after his great season. Surprised Jaden Reed doesn't go to a superstar dev, but I'm not going to push him. Josh Jacobs goes to a 99 overall superstar X Factor with the morale boost. Both of my new offensive linemen come with star dev. Cool with that. Defensively, what do we got? Preston Smith, no X Factor, is unbelievably infuriating. Rainey goes up to star dev. You love to see that. Preston Smith, he's going to X Factor. He had what? 13.5 sacks or 13 sacks in the first season, then 15.5 sacks, then 17 sacks, and he continues to age and continues to get better. This shouldn't be an argument. 17 sacks deserves, and being this consistent, that deserves Superstar X Factor. He's earned his way up to it after being snubbed from Superstar and X Factor both times. He's been amazing for this team. I'm going to keep him at Superstar X Factor. I think that's more than fair. So if people want to complain, I know some people, a lot of people don't, but there are always some people who are like, oh, you're not playing the game realistically. Hey, I'm playing it as realistically as my brain can comprehend, which probably isn't that realistic. But let's see if we can beat the Broncos to win the Super Bowl in year number 3. Here we are against the Broncos. Can we beat them? Starting out 7-0, good stuff. And we get ball at half, 14-0 against Bo Nix. He's got nothing on us so far. 21-7. Good stuff. 24-7. Great stuff, dude. 24-14. Third quarter, 31-14. Offense is just piling it on, just like the previous game. You can't stop Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs in this offense. And like I've always said before, if you have a really good running back in Madden simulation, you're going to ball out. You need a good running back to be good in simulation. It's been a breeze ever since this rebuild started because Josh Jacobs, he's young. He's had superstar dev. We've been balling with Jordan Love. Terrible Gatorade animation, as I always point out. But either way, great rebuild for us so far, and that's year number 3. We still got one more year to go. Let's see if we can go back-to-back. Jordan Love, 337 passing yards, 70% completion rate, and then 4 passing touchdowns, easily getting Super Bowl MVP. And surprise, surprise, your Super Bowl MVP is Jordan Love. Your league MVP is Jalen Hurts here. Daryl McMowen here gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. I was about to say Offensive Player of the Year, but we got Luke Wagner, not Bobby Wagner. Luke Wagner for the Saints wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know why I felt the need to point that out, but I did. In the NFC North, Preston Smith retires after I just gave him X Factor. That's fine. He got X Factor for one game. Surprised Amari Cooper didn't retire with the ring, but hey, Preston Smith goes out on top. Taylor Lewan, Keenan Allen also retire. And for the players ready to negotiate, I'll accept the option for Jordan Morgan. Amari Cooper's down to an 83. He wants $10 million. $9 million for this next year. Really not that bad. Really not that bad. I'm going into the final year. I'm going to take that. Dontavian Wicks can walk. He just doesn't want to be here. Everyone else is not interested. I have $12 million to spend in free agency. Maybe I can get a depth player. I'll just look. And I needed a depth DB this entire rebuild. Since we're going into the final year, his age doesn't matter. Kenny Moore, 84 overall, moderate interest. Gave him a 1-year contract. why not? Ooh, Kevin Murray here out of Florida State, 3rd or 4th round projection. I'm in the late 1st round. I'm going to reach on this guy. Elite speed, great acceleration. This is the top middle linebacker on the board, by the way. A, awareness, B, tackle, A, play rec. I really don't need anything else other than depth linebacker and then depth defensive tackle. My entire offense is really good. Kevin Murray, normal dev. That sucks, but hey, why not? Yeah, and before anyone complains, that's just a normal Packers pick. People should know this. And then in the 2nd round, getting defensive tackle Jeff Bennett here out of Alabama, 6'3", 287. A little light for a defensive tackle. Really not insanely light, but still. Hidden dev, 87 strength. I guess it shouldn't really be light, but either way. I'm used to drafting 340 defensive tackles, but 340 pounds. B, awareness, A, finesse moves, B, impact blocking, B, tackle. And for the rest of the draft, I really don't care. I have the last pick in every round, so I'm just going to skip to the end. And for the draft recap, 74 overall for Kevin Murray. Seems good, but normal dev. Jeff Bennett's a 71. Tim Franklin, right end, to replace Preston Smith, 72. Of course, I didn't draft all these other guys, including Tim Franklin, but hey, it's fine. This is the team moving into the 4th and final year. Not too much different from last year. Really good offense, really still young offense, I would believe. 84 overall, Jaden Reed here. Bennett's a 71, of course. Franklin has a hidden dev. Lucas Van Ness is finally getting his first chance after 4 years in the league. Kenny Moore is above Eric Stokes. I don't think I like that, so I'm just going to move him back up. Everything else looks good. Murray, 74, he's going to be a number 2. That's fine. Specialist-wise, anything that I want to pick around, sure, my 6'5" slot receiver. Why not, dude? We're going to have him there. Kenny Moore is in the slot. We're cool with that. And then Lucas Van Ness, he's going to get his first chance. I highly doubt he plays up to Preston Smith's level, but either way, maybe we won't win the Super Bowl because we don't have Preston Smith, but let's just see what we have and just move in to the playoffs for the 4th and final year. Here we are in the playoffs going 11-6, not getting home field advantage, so we didn't take our division. J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings took it as we get a 5 seed. Stats and awards, Jordan Love, amazing season once again. Not as good as last year with 109 pass rating. 4th best offense. I don't know why our defense is 23rd. It was 26 with Preston Smith last year. 32 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 109 pass rating, 4,500 yards. Another great season for Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs, taking a step back here, but still another great season. 22 touchdowns, 4.9 average, 1,200 yards, 1 fumble this year. And then Daryl here, McMullen, 16 touchdowns, 1,300 yards as a 6'5" slot here in year number 2. He's balling. Jaden Reed, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Amari Cooper is washed. I mean, again, this is not a horrible season, but almost any average receiver can put up 2 touchdowns for almost 800 yards. Well, not really 800 yards, but still not nearly up to his prime, but it's fine. Luke Musgrave, good season for a tight end, but not what we're used to. Defensively, Edgerrin Cooper, 4 years in a row, leading the team in tackles for a loss, 11 for Rashawn Gary, sacks, 12 for Rashawn Gary, 9.5 for Kenny Clark, 7.5 for Lucas Van Ness. Not bad, but not Preston Smith. Interceptions, 4 for Jair Alexander. Safeties on the team, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we beat the 8-9 Los Angeles Rams to move on to the divisional round? We're better in every way, in every stat, and we do beat them. Here to face the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a playoff rivalry. Can we beat them to go back to the conference championship? And we do. Even though they had home field advantage, here to face the 10-7 Cowboys, who seem to be unbeatable in simulation. Can we beat them to go back-to-back Super Bowls here? And did we win? I don't know. Did we win? Dak Prescott seems to have a headliner. Big numbers from Dak Prescott in Green Bay. Playoff bracket. What? I wish it would show me. Okay, we didn't make it. We lost 46-52. My God, that defense did not help at all. But usually, I wish it would just show you the score and show if you won or lost. But if you're in the Pro Bowl, I guess I should be able to know. Dude, it doesn't even let me play the Pro Bowl even though I lost. So, but either way, thank you guys all for watching. This was definitely a successful rebuild. Really enjoyed this rebuild. Shout out to the guy who commented this. Really fun team to rebuild. And again, if you guys are playing in a simulation, get yourself a young running back with Superstar Dev. 85 overall with Star Dev sometimes doesn't cut it. You need a guy who's really good. Running backs are completely overvalued in Madden simulation. You sometimes have to trade away 2 first-round picks for them, but it's worth it. Getting a good running back in simulation will make a league difference, an entire league difference for your team, sometimes even defensively. I don't know how this defense ranks 26th. It doesn't make any sense. I've been running the same playbooks in the first 2 years. They were top 10 both years, I believe, and then it just fell off. But either way, we won a Super Bowl. That's what matters. Built up a 90 overall team. Successful rebuild for the Green Bay Packers. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Comment down below which team you want me to do next. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.